If you don't design your day, it will design you.
You know, when you think about leaders getting derailed, you probably picture some huge, dramatic mistake, right? But that's almost never how it happens. The real threat is much quieter. It's the slow, daily creep of a schedule that just happens to you. Today, we're talking about how to grab the wheel and start designing your day for real impact.
So let me just ask you, straight up, are you really in the driver's seat of your own day? Your focus, your calendar, your energy? Or does it feel more like you're just reacting, constantly being pulled in a million directions by a day that somebody else already planned for you? This is like the fundamental question of modern leadership.
And this quote from Donald Fleming, the founder of M360 Leader, absolutely nails it. Leadership isn't just about the big vision speeches. It's a daily design problem. It's a series of small choices. And if you're not the one intentionally making those choices, trust me, the endless emails, the back-to-back meetings, the fire drills, they will make them for you.
So first, let's actually talk about what we're up against. Let's look at what we call your day by default. We're going to dive into these powerful, kind of invisible forces that are wrestling for control of your schedule, probably without you even noticing.
Okay, so what's really pulling the strings here? Well, first, there's just the sheer volume of meetings. An HBR study found that executives are spending nearly 23 hours a week in meetings. 23 hours! Then you've got this global always-on culture. Microsoft data shows that 30% of our meetings now span multiple time zones, creating this infinite workday. And the result of all this? Well, Gallup found that employee engagement has cratered to a 10-year low. These aren't just feelings, right? These are real, measurable forces.
And here's the most important thing I want you to hear. If your day feels completely out of control, this is not a personal failure. You're not lazy, you're not undisciplined, it's a system issue. And the best thing about a broken system, it can be fixed with a better system.
So let's get real about the cost of this chaos. Because it's not just about feeling busy. Oh no, it hits your wallet, it hits your time, and it definitely hits your team's results.
Yeah, we saw this number a second ago, but I want you to just look at it on its own. 23 hours. That is literally 3 full workdays every single week, just sitting in scheduled meetings. Can you even imagine what you could do, the strategic thinking, the mentoring, the actual work, if you got even a tiny fraction of that time back? Let's make this even more tangible. Let me tell you about Elena. She's a VP of operations. She used a simple calculator and realized that just one of her recurring weekly meetings was costing her company over $4,000 a month for one meeting. Now, take a quick peek at your own calendar. How many of those are sitting there? But here's the amazing part. Once she redesigned her week, look what happened. In just 60 days, customer complaint tickets, that's the first bar, plummeted by 18%. And on-time shipments, the second bar, jumped by 7%. This wasn't about working harder or longer nights. It was simply about better design. That's it.
And that brings us right to the solution. See, the answer isn't to just try harder or find more willpower. It's about making a fundamental shift from a day run by default to a day run by design. And for that, you need a system. And that system has to be based on how we as humans actually operate. Look, research shows it takes, on average, 66 days for a new behavior to feel automatic. So the real secret isn't to force yourself to do something. It's to design your environment so that the right action becomes the easy action.
I mean, just look at the difference here. On the left, you've got the default mode. Back-to-back meetings, your inbox has your to-do list, you're constantly putting out fires. Sound familiar? Now look at the right. This is design. Asynchronous updates, a quick priority plan before you even open your email, and actual protected blocks of time for deep work. The change is, well, it's everything.
So, how do you actually build a system like this? Well, let's look at M360's approach. They're all about activation, not just education. They give you the tools to actually put these ideas into practice. Things like a coach-led program to build these skills, a habit tracking app to make the small changes stick, and even a real-time meeting cost calculator. These are the kinds of tools that turn good intentions into real, lasting change.
Okay, so this all sounds great in theory, but where on earth do you start? Well, the best part is you can actually start making a change today. Here's a super simple, totally doable 30-day reset plan.
It breaks down like this. In week 1, you just focus on seeing the problem. You audit your meetings, you find the waste. Week 2, you shape it. You install just one new keystone habit, like a tiny 10-minute priority plan each morning. In week 3, you coach differently, using quick, focused check-ins. And in week 4, you keep it real. You actually ask your team what you should stop doing. It's simple, it's manageable, and it really, really works. So let's just take a step back and talk about why this kind of system is so effective. It's not magic, it's about leveraging the incredible power of intentional design.
It works first because you're tackling waste at the source. You're not just dealing with the symptoms. You're building actual behaviors, not just gathering more information you'll never use. You're fiercely protecting your most critical resource, your attention. And maybe most importantly, you're driving real engagement because your team sees your priorities in your actions and in your calendar, not just in your words.
I absolutely love this quote from Pascal Dubois, an executive coach at M360. Designing your day, creating clarity, it's not some cold, sterile productivity hack. He says it's an act of care. And he's right. When you bring that kind of focus and intention to your team, you lower their anxiety and you give them the freedom to do their best work.
So I'll leave you with this to chew on. If a complete stranger could look at nothing but your calendar for the last month, what truth would it tell them? What would it say about what you truly value, about your priorities, and about the culture of your entire organization? Because your calendar, it doesn't lie. Make sure it's telling the story you actually want to tell.